Recording Studios in North Minneapolis, ready to hear a really fine concert by Tom Waits. So without further ado, we'll take you to Steve Fingerette at ASI Studios. Steve?
Thank you, Kevin. We're here at ASI Recording Studios for this, another in the series of live stereo broadcasts from ASI Recording Studios. And we're very happy tonight to present a friend who's come into town and going to do a real nice hour of entertainment for us. Would everybody here please welcome, and at home, Tom Waits.
Good evening. How you? Well, I just got in town. I was kind of suffering from bus lag, but you know, I like to say that under the circumcision, it's a real prophylactic experience for me to be with you here this evening. And, well, I've been busier than a set of jumper cables at a Puerto Rican wedding. I've been to Swingsville, Hipsville, Gonsville, Uptown, Downtown, Bloomington, Buffalo, Ruffalo, Duffalo, Muffalo, Davalo, Dingalo, Babalo, Digalo, Dagalo, Seattle, Reattle, Eisenhower, Husenhower, Diesenhower. Gone again, coming back by with an overhead cam and glass packs. You know, I've been busier than a one-armed bass player when you get right down to it, I guess. I've been going away for like 3 and 4 months. I've been gone so long, it looks like home to me. Well, you know, I get back home after about 4 months and everything in my refrigerator like turns into a science project, you know, and it's like well, I like to kind of pull on your coat about something, do you kind of an inebriational travel, well, it's kind of like an improvisational adventure into the bowels of the metropolitan region. In short, I'd like to be perfectly frank with you and deliver a nocturnal emission before your very eyes. Christ, was that a Malibu with a skid mark tattoo on the asphalt blue? Or a Subaru, or a 1958 monkey shit brown Buick Subaru? The cat was driving crazy out of town, and I ended up in a small, quiet little town. It all started one night. All started with a little brunette, you know, that I'd met at a small little joint called Raphael's Silver Cloud Lounge. Well, I think you can follow my drift when I say it was a hubba and it was ding ding ding, and I said, baby, you got everything. About a week later, and it was hubba and it was ding ding dong, and I said, baby, it sure didn't last too long. Yeah, but you know, her eyes were just like marquees, and they said open all night long. And she was a divorced waitress with 3 or 4 kids, and as she was sorting out her checks and counting out her change, I said, baby, heat me up a bear claw in the radar range. Oh, my goodness gracious, I'm talking about slicker than deer guts on a doorknob. Yeah, and I ordered me up something that was stronger than stud horse piss with the foam farted off. I got me a tall, cool janitor and a drum with an absorbing junior back. Now, elbowed up at the counter, I was a block away from on the corner of why did you leave me, baby? And why don't you please come home? And I was across town from 5th and Vermouth, and I took one look and glanced out of the side. And oh, she took one look at me and said, look here, buddy, on the one hand, I mean, you're so ugly you could probably make a freight train take a dirt road. And on the other hand, I'm a lesbian anyhow, so you might as well hang it up. Might as well, Christ, I know there's a whole hell of a lot of that shit going around nowadays. But honey, I don't mind that you're a lesbian. You see, I got relatives out in Beirut, and Christ, we ought to get along real well. Oh, and everything was going just fine. I was dropping names. I told her I knew Broderick Crawford when he was nothing, you know. Everything was going just fine. But you know, then things got colder and my ex-wife smiled. Colder colder than a Jewish American princess on her honeymoon. I'm talking about colder than a Hollywood producer's handshake. So I kind of like you to slip me a little crimson, Jimson, and give me the lowdown brown. I want to tell you a little story, Morning Glory. And you know, it's all about an emotional weather forecast with a late night and early morning low clouds and a chance of fall, with a chance of showers into the afternoon, and variable high cloudiness and gusty winds. With gusty winds at times around the corner of Sunset and Alvarado, ahead of a slow-moving cold front. And when the thunderstorms start increasing over the southeast and south central portions of my ability to deal rationally with this disconcerted, precarious emotional situation, well, I get upset. But you know, there was no severe weather well into the afternoon, except for kind of a lone gust wind in the bedroom, and a 1034 millibar high pressure zone located at the northern portion of my mental health. And you know, the extended outlook, baby, for an indefinite period of time, until you come back to me, baby, is a high tonight and low tomorrow, and precipitation is expected. Well, it's real nice to be here in Minneapolis. Well, I've kind of been all over now lately, just the past couple of months, but I always enjoy coming to Minneapolis because I enjoy the surf so much here, but I've been like doing a lot of nightclubs. And, well, you know, kind of, well, somebody asked me earlier how I got my start, and frankly, I'll with all due candor, I really don't do this for a living. I'm really a labor organizer at a maternity ward. Prior to that, I was just a young little scudder. Well, I grew up in a small community called Whittier, California. And you know, we lived at a cold water walk-up condominium, and well, things were tough all over, and they weren't getting any better, bub. And I remember one Christmas Eve, I was about 3.5 years old, and I remember walking home from the factory as the snow came down. And you know, I walked by a little place called Palace Pawn Shop, and I saw this Bluthenheifer piano hanging up in the window. Boy, I knew I had to get my hands on that sucker. And it hung up in the window next to an old bent saxophone, some old dentures, and I ran all the way home. And I ran up the stairs and I tugged on my mother's house coat. I was like, Christ, Mom. I always called her that. We came from like a liberal family. And I said, well, shit, what is it, Waits? She always called me Waits. But you know, I told her I saw this damn piano hanging up in the window down there at Palace Pawn Shop, and Chris, I just had me get my hands on it. And my mother, bless her soul, I remember it was Christmas Eve, it was cold outside. I mean, well, it was colder than a gut-shot bitch wolf dog with 9 sucking pups pulling a number 4 trap up a hill in the dead of winter in the middle of a snowstorm with a mouthful of porcupine quills. And my mother went down to Paula's pawn shop. She called a cab. And she stood out in front of Palace Pawn Shop as the snow came down over Whittier with tears in her eyes. And, well, she put a damn brick through the window and got it for me. And, well, I guess I'll never forget her for it. A lot of us take our parents for granted. Well, my mother will never forget me for it. She's up for parole now in a couple of weeks, and we're going to get together over the holidays. But you know, it reminds me of the first song I ever wrote. It's about a late night diner where I used to hang out. It was one of them greasy little joints. I'm not talking about your health food place where you get yourself a bean sprout and avocado sandwich on pumpernickel and an identity crisis plate smothered in patchouli oil with bell-bottom salad. I'm talking about a dangerous diner where everything's a shake and bake and floating in 30 weight. And at the bottom of the menu it says harmful if swallowed, and if rash develops, discontinue use and consult physician immediately. But you know, it's one of those nights when I was hungry for like some fried scraps or some monkey vomit, and I was hungry enough to eat the crotch out of a dead ape, and I stumbled down to this little place. And I knew I'd come to the right place when I noticed that the waitress is wearing those rhinestone cat glasses, the little pearl thing that clips on the sweater. Yeah, and they had all different kind of burgers. Weird burgers, beard burgers, strange burgers, arranged burgers, radar range burgers, room burgers, bloom burgers, gloom burgers. I told her I wanted something that was, I wanted something I could throw down my mouth and walk out of there with enough gas in me to open up a mobile station somewhere. So she ordered me up the chicken catastrophe, and the eggs overwhelming. So this is a little piece of culinary metropolitan double talk. This is a true story. One of those places where the coffee is never strong enough to defend itself. It was late at night as I elbowed up at the counter with every other loser in town. This little ballad entitled Eggs and Sausage. Nighthawks at the diner, Bama's 49er, with a rendezvous of strangers around the coffee and the night, with the gypsy hacks and these insomniacs. And now the paper's been read, and now the waitress says, she said eggs and sausage and a side of toast, coffee and a roll, and a hash brown to Louise, and chili in a bowl with burgers and fries. She said, what kind of pie? Well, you know I'm in a graveyard charade. It's a late shift of masquerade. And it's 2 for a quarter, and it's a dime for a dance, with Woolworth rhinestone diamond earrings and a sideways glance. But now the register rings, and now the waitress sings. She said eggs and sausage and a side of toast, a coffee and a roll, and hash browns or easy, and some chili in a bowl, burgers and fries. Now what kind of pie? Well, you know, a classified section offered no direction. It was a cold caffeine. And I'm in a nicotine cloud as the touch of your fingers lingers burning in my memory. I've been 86 from your skin. I'm in a melodramatic nocturnal scene. I'm a refugee from a disconcerted affair. And now the lead pipe morning falls. Now the waitress calls eggs and sausage and a side of toast, hash browns, oh easy, and chili in a bowl with burgers and fries. Burgers and fries, what kind of pie? I said out of mode, if you will. So just come in and join the crowd. Had some time to kill. Just come in and join the crowd with nothing else to do. Cause I had some time. I had some time to kill. Little bachelor song here. I know all my friends are married, every Tom and Dick and Harry. You must be strong if you're to go it alone. And here's to all the bachelors and the Bowery bums, and those who feel that they're the ones that are better off without a wife. 'Cause I'll be sleeping until the crack of noon, midnight island at the moon. Going out when I want to and coming home when I please. Don't have to ask permission if I want to go out fishing, babe. No, I never have to ask for the keys, no. I know I never been no Valentino or anything. I had a girl live in Reno. She left me for a trumpet player, but it didn't get me down. He was wanted for assault, and though he said it weren't his fault, you know the coppers wrote him right out of town. And I'll be sleeping until the crack of noon, midnight island at the moon. Going out when I want to, coming home when I please. Don't have to ask permission if I want to go out fishing, babe. No, I never have to ask for the keys, no. Well, you know, I'm kind of selfish about my privacy. Now, most of the time, as long as I can be with me, we usually get along so well together, I can't even believe it. But I love to chew the fat with folks, and I've been listening to all your dirty jokes. And I'm so thankful for these friends I do receive. As I sleep until the crack of noon, midnight island at the moon. Going out when I want to and coming home when I please. Don't have to ask permission if I want to go out fishing, babe. I never have to ask for the keys, no. Well, you know, sooner or later you're bound to find somebody to, you know, catch your eye and then run you up on the racks, pull your transmission, take care of your clutch and your pressure plate and your flywheel and your points and your plugs and your rotor and your condenser. But you know, in the meantime, I just don't want to end up like this girl I know. Well, she's been married several times. I mean, she's been married so many times that she got these rice marks all over her face. 'Cause I like to get up around the crack of dawn every morning. Yeah, I take one look outside and stuff up the crack and I go back to bed and I sleep until the crack of noon and then the midnight island at the moon. Going out when I want to and coming home when I please. Don't have to ask permission if I want to go out fishing, babe. never have to ask for the keys. Truck driving ballad entitled Semi-Sweet, and talk a little bit about it. Okay. This is well, it was kind of a coagulational constituency, sort of a consolidated collective effort. As I attempted to consolidate all my missed weekly rendezvous into one low monthly payment, I climbed in at the helm of a 1963 Ford pickup truck with no gear oil and drove it all the way to Stanfield. It died in Gila Bend. And Gila Bend is one of those towns where the average age is deceased. And it wasn't closed when I got there. It's just never been open. And it was one of them little one of them old gas stations, Phillips stations, and gas pumps silhouetted up there, looked like tombstones, and the sun set up high in the sky like a big Velveeta cheese ball. So, you know, it was kind of a typical afternoon. Yeah, it was a typical afternoon. Was it a typical? Yeah, it was a typical afternoon in Stanfield. Police weren't too busy. Every now and then they had to make like a cardiac arrest or something, but other than that, tired. And as Irene Sorensen sat pensively on a Riviera convertible sofa, that is, and she tried to stare down the glass swans and the porcelain poodles on the knick-knack shelf. Yeah, well, you know, she squashed out a Newport butt and a stolen LeBaron Hotel ashtray, and changed the stations in between Days of Our Lives and How to Save a Marriage. And as the wild continued to toy, her Peterbilt was on a long haul from Tuscaloosa, coming into Tucson, rolling into Stanfield, then in Minneapolis. A Peterbilt is a big sucker of a semi-truck, for those of you not familiar with it. It's what you might call a power to be reckoned with at any four-way stop. But you hate those diesels rolling and those Friday nights out bowling, when it's all for a 12-hour layover night. You wish you had $1 for every time that he hollers that he's gonna be leaving, he's never coming back. But the curtain lays so billow, now his head's on your pillow. His trousers, those can't bust them. And the chambray with a plastic bar all thing for the ink pens in the pocket is hanging on a chair. You're lying through your pain, oh, you telling me he's your man, and you don't think you'll ever be able to muster up the courage to get up and leave. It tells you that you're on his mind, and you're the only one he's ever gonna find. you're kind of special. You understand his complicated soul. The only place a man can breathe and collect his thoughts is midnight as he's flying away on the road. But now you packed and unpacked so many times you lost track, and the steam heat is muggling and gurgling as it's dripping off the walls. But when you hear his engines, you're looking through the window in the kitchen, baby, and you know that you're always gonna be there when he comes. 'Cause he's a truck driving man, he'll have to be stopping him when he can. 'Cause he's a truck driving man, he'll be stopping him when he can. And you know he will, baby. I'm pulling up in a minute now. Are you picking up my snap now? There, you hear my snap? All right. And you know, I'm gonna do your little adventure here. Well, it's kind of a whole hell of about a lot of things. I mean, it's kind of about reaching the end of an emotional cul-de-sac one evening in Missoula, Montana. And, well, you know, it was the dawn, I guess, that cracked hard just like a bullwhip. And now I wouldn't be taking no lip from the night before. And as they shook out the streets, why, it was the stew bums that showed up just like bounce checks. And they were rubbing their necks as the sky turned the color of Pepto-Bismol. And with my old sport coat full of promissory notes and a receipt from a late-night motel, well, I combed back my Detroit and I jacked up my pegs. And I wiped my Stacey Adams as I jackknifed my legs. 'Cause it was the hawk that had his whole family out there in the wind. And I said, he got a message for you to beware, baby. And he be kicking your ass in a cold-blooded fashion and dishing out more than a good man can bear. Yeah, I said, baby, it's cold out there. And you know, the hawk always comes alone, you know. He don't got no opening act, you know. I mean, all them other cats, Mr. Depression, Mr. Bad Luck, Mr. Neurosis, Mr. Psychosis, Mr. Please Pay When Served, Mr. We Refuse the Right to Reserve this service to anybody to abandon, Mr. Bad this, Mr. Bad that. They all come together. The hawk come all by himself. And regardless of what you've heard prior to this, the hawk does not accept Bank Americard, MasterCharge, or carte blanche. It's hard to be fashionable when the hawk's out and kicking your ass. Yeah, you talk about your Brooks brothers and your Flag brothers and your Bag brothers and your this brothers and your that brothers. When the hawk gets down to business, you gotta be the baddest dude I've ever met. And all the street cleaners and the street sweepers, well, it was finders keepers and it was losers weepers. Well, baby, just remember that one man's garbage is another man's clothes. And the shoes fit pretty good, and there was plenty of room for my toes. Yeah, and who won the game? Oh, who gives a shit? Drysdale was pitching, but he couldn't get a hit, you know. And I ain't got a ghost of a chance with this old romance. Nah, it's just an apartment for rent down the block. Or the Ivar Theater with live burlesque. And the manager's scowling with his feet on the desk. It's boom, boom against the curtain. But you're still hurting. And you catch the faint hint of Prince Machiavelli in the air. With beer and a cheap shot and pasties and a G-string and Portland through a shot glass and a buffalo squeeze. And Cassandra and Brandy from the Bunny Hutch, we called them up to come over, but it cost too much. Well, yeah, what the hell you do, man? I think I'll go to Cleveland and get me a tattoo or something. So I went down to Dollar Bill's Easy Autos, you see. And I picked myself out a 1958 monkey shit brown Buick Subaru. And I'm gonna be doing me some highball with the bankrupt brace. No, I ain't got no spare and I ain't got no jack and I don't give a shit. I ain't never coming back. And I'll be driving wild and crazy out of town. Leaving you behind, baby, driving wild and crazy out of town. I don't need you, baby, driving wild and crazy out of town. And I'm glad that you're gone, 'cause I'm finally alone. And I'm glad that you're gone, but I wish you'd come home. Yeah, but right now it's gas, food, and lodging. And there's a smoky black and white with antlers and a gumball machine. I got a glove compartment full of moving violations, but I'm driving wild and crazy out of town. 'Cause there's cops to shake before I sleep. Cops to shake before I sleep. That was Robert Frost said that. Cops to shake before I sleep. And I'm giving the finger to oncoming traffic. I'm telling on this Miller High Life cans all along the way. And I'm talking about driving in the rain. And maybe a 1956 piss yellow Ford Mercury with no wipers and a busted convertible top. And you're getting one station on the radio. And you're driving with diamonds on your windshield. And I'm talking about tears from heaven. But right now I'll be pulling into town on the interstate and talking about a steel train in the rain. And as the wind bites my cheek through the windows, it's late and nice in this freeway fly. And it always makes me sing. And there's a duster trying to change my tune, and he's a pulling him fast on the right. And he's rolling restlessly by a 24-hour moon. Wisconsin hiker with a cue ball ahead, wishing he's home in a Wisconsin bed. 15 feet of snow in the east, man, colder than a well-digger's ass. I said it's colder than a ticket taker's smile at the Ivar Theater on a Saturday night. But it was Oceanside that ended the ride. San Clemente coming up. Sunday desperados slipped by and cruised with a drive back. With an orange driving and a neon building and the theater filling to the brim. I'm talking about slave girls with Hotspur and bucket full of sin in the metropolitan area. And then a change of connections. We fly by nights from Riverside. All the state plates around a little late and now the sailors jockey for the fast lane. 101, don't miss it. I got rolling hills, the concrete fields, and a broken line in my mind. I got the 8s going east and the 5s going north and the merging exits, all packing fools that I'm seeing my sign. And I'm crossing the line and singing with the blink. Radio's gone off the air and giving me time to think. And hearing the rumble as I'm fumbling for an old gold cigarette, blazing on through that midnight jungle. Remember someone I can't forget. One more block and that engine's talking and there's a whisper in a home at last. Look at Zach, one more block. That engine's talking and a whisper in a home at last. 'Cause I got diamonds on my windshield and them tears from heaven. And right now I'll be pulling this down on the interstate and talking about a steel train in the rain. And as the wind bites my cheek through the windows, it's a late and nice freeway flying that always make me sing. I got a late and nice in this freeway flying that always make me sing. I got a late and nice freeway flying that always make me sing. Come down. And this is actually about a place called National City, California. And I was there for a long time. Excuse me, I usually vomit, but come on now, this is it's gonna be a tasteful program. Well, how can I describe National City? White-booted vinyl go-go dancers and harlequin sailors. And one of those Saturday nights in National City, you try to take out insurance on a good time. You slap on a whole lot of Jade East. I know who's laughing. It's the English leather crowd that's here tonight. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you something about Jade East. It's kind of an all-purpose sort of cologne. It's also good on the rocks. And yeah, I used to get dressed up in a serious seersucker Saturday evening cranberry accoutrement ensemble. And in a 1954 black Cadillac four-door sedan, go out proud at night. And when you're open for suggestions, and any place will do, but you got a little money and a girl, and they're both burning a hole in your pocket. There's maybe a triple feature at the Compton Drive-In, and it's whip me, beat me, hurt me, and please tell me that you love me. It's irresistible. You know, I had a Saturday off for Napoleon's Pizza House. Most nights I stumble around with the 12 Bars Blues and the Golden Barrel, to the Club 29, to the Melody Club, to Iwo Jima Eddies, to the Westerner, to Burge Roberts Mortuary, to Christ, Phil's Porno, the Four Corners, the Oxford Bar, the Terminal Bar, the Gin Mill. Wasn't that long of a walk. They were all right next to each other. Saturdays in National City, as the cab combed the snake, trying to rake into last night's fare, and the solitary sailor spend the facts of his life just like small change on strangers. And he fought his inside peacoat pocket for a welcome 25 cents and the last bent butt from a package of Kents. He dreamed of a waitress with Maxwell House eyes and marmalade thighs and scrambled and yellow hair. She'd draw heavily upon a viceroy, and she wiped the wisps of dishwater blonde from her eyes. She's looking at you like you're not even there. What's it gonna be, buddy? The usual? Well, you know, it was the early morning final edition. It was on the stands as the town crier cried there, with nickels in his hands, and it was pigs in a blanket, and it was 69 cents. It was eggs, roll 'em over, and a package of Kents, and Adam and Eve on a log, and you can sink 'em down straight. It's hash browns, well, shit on a shingle, grits and eggs, man, and I can't be lazy. It's the early dawn, cracked out a carpet of diamonds. It was out across a cash crop car lot. It was filled with twilight coupe de villes. And it was leaving the town in the keeping of the one who was sweeping up the ghosts of Saturday night. You gas her up and you get on behind the wheel. Now you got your arm around the sweet one, your Oldsmobile. She's paddling down the boulevard, looking for the heart of Saturday night. You got paid on Friday, as your pockets are jingling, and then you see the lights and get all ting when you be cruising with the six, looking for the heart of Saturday night. You comb in your hair, you shave in your face, you're trying to wipe out every trace of all the other days in a week. You know this will be the Saturday you're reaching your peak, cause you're stopping on the red, you're going on the green. Now tonight it'll be like nothing, man, you've ever seen. It finds you barreling down the boulevard, you're looking for the heart of Saturday night. Tell me to the crack of the pool balls and neon buzzing on the telephone ringing is your second cousin. And this is the barmaid and she's smiling, the corner of her eye, the magic of the melancholy's here in your eyes. It makes it kind of special. It's down in the cold. Now you be dreaming of them Saturdays came before they found you stumbling, stumbling on the heart of Saturday night. And the gas are up and you're behind the wheel, and with your arm around your sweet one, your Oldsmobile, you're paddling down the boulevard, looking for the heart of Saturday night. Tell me to the crack of the pool balls, or a neon buzz, and on the telephone ringing is your second cousin. This is the barmaid as she smiles, corner of her eye, the magic of the melancholy's here in your eyes. It makes it kind of special. It's down in the cold. And now you be dreaming of them Saturdays that came before. Now they found you stumbling, cause you're stumbling onto the heart of Saturday night. You're stumbling on the heart of Saturday night. Let's put a new coat of paint on this lonesome old town. Set 'em up, we've been knocking 'em down. You wear a dress, baby, and I wear a tie. We laugh at that old bloodshot moon and that bug in the sky. And all our scribbled love dreams are lost or thrown away. Here amidst the shuffle of an overflowing day. Love needs a transfusion, it's shooting full of wine. Fishing for good times starts withdrawing in your line. Let's put a new coat of paint down this lonesome old town. Set 'em up, we've been knocking 'em down. You wear a dress, baby, and I wear a tie. We laugh at that old bloodshot moon and that bug in the sky. Let's put a new coat of paint on this lonesome old town. Set 'em up, we've been knocking 'em down. You wear a dress, baby, and I wear a tie. We laugh at that old bloodshot moon and that burgundy sky. Torch song here. It's about a place called the Sanborn House. It's on Sunset and Sanborn, Los Angeles. So my dad hangs out. Bill, bartender, also drives in the Winter Nationals and occasionally the Ontario Motor Speedway. Builds and drives race cars. His ambition as a child was to be a bartender, and that's what he does all the time. There's a guy named Dirty Dick plays the piano, and he butchers old standards nightly. And they serve up like flaming cafe Nehrus, and you know, like milk of magnesia. Vodka and orange juice. It's called a Folgers coffee, Phillips screwdriver, but most evenings it's just one of those nights. So this is a torch song for piano and fire extinguisher. Talking about warm beer, cold women. No, I just don't fit in. Never joined that I stumbled into tonight. That's just how it's been. Now all those double-knit strangers with a tin of a move and a receding hairline in a Naugahyde booth. Platinum blondes and a tobacco pruners. I've been drinking to forget you. As I light a menthol cigarette and the band's playing something but Tammy Wynette. Now the drinks are on me tonight. And all my conversations now, will I be talking about you, baby? As I'm pouring some sailor and I try to get through, I just want him to listen now. I said, that's all you have to do. He said, you're better off without her, wait. And then I showed him my tattoo. And now the moon's rising. There ain't no time to lose. It's time to get down to drinking. Yeah, you can tell the band to play the blues. And the drinks are on me. And I'll be buying a couple rounds at the last Ditch Attempt Saloon. Warm beer and cold women. No, I just don't fit in. Every joint that I stumbled into tonight is just how it's been. Now all those double well-knit strangers with their Jennifer mood and all the recycled stories in a knockout booth and a platinum blonde and a tobacco pruners. I've been drinking over, can't you breathe? As I light a menthol cigarette and the band's playing something, but Tammy Wynette, and I'm at the last ditch attempt, so walking on down Virginia Avenue, trying to find somebody to tell my troubles to. Now Harold's Club is closing and everybody's going on. What's the poor sailor to do? And I get on back and do my short, make it back to the fort. I'm sleeping off all the craziness that's inside of my brain. Gotta be someplace better than this. This life I'm leading is driving me insane. Let me tell you that I'm dreaming. Twilight, this town has got me down. I've seen all of the highlights, I've been walking all around. Won't make a fuss, I'll take me a Greyhound bus. It's gotta carry me away from here. Tell me what have I got to lose? Walking on down Columbus Avenue. Bars, they're out of closing and it's 1:45. Every town I go to is like a lock without a key. The blues I left behind, they keep catching up on me, catching up on me, catching up on me, catching up on me. I said the blues I left behind, catching up on me, catching up on me. That's it. Say. Never saw the morning till I stayed up all night. Never saw your sunshine till you turned out the light. Never saw my hometown until I stayed away too long. Never heard a melody till I needed the song. Never saw the white line that leaving you behind. I never knew I needed you until I was caught up in the bind. I never spoke I love you until I cursed you in vain. And I never felt my heartstrings until I nearly went insane. I never saw the East Coast until I moved to the West. I never saw the moonlight until it shone off of your breast. I never saw your heart until someone tried to steal it away. And I never saw your tears till I rolled down your face. I never saw the morning until I stayed up all night. I never saw your sunshine until you turned out your love light, babe. Never saw my hometown until I stayed away too long. And I never heard a melody until I needed the song. Thank you, good night.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tom Waits.
We'd like to thank you all for coming down. We'd like to especially thank the people of Impulse Electronics of Minneapolis for their lighting assistance, people from Freedom Electronics for the PA reinforcement, and of course the good people from ASI Recording Studios, David Rifkin, Dean Miller, Jerry Steckling, and once again we'd like to thank Tom Waits. I think we can do one more if we tell everybody here and at home that they're listening to KQRS AM and FM in Golden Valley, and we'll hear one more song from Tom Waits.
We on the air? We are. All right, this is a true story. Well, it's about a place called Putnam County. It's a small place in Tennessee. It's close to Paris, Tennessee. If you've ever been to Paris, Tennessee, it's right around the corner from Flipsville and Hipsville and Swingstown. It's one of them dry counties. Well, just full of like old crooked shysters with a caper up their sleeve, kind of cats that sell you a rat's asshole for a wedding ring, you know. Got a lot of fee-grabbing highway patrolmen behind bushes in case you come by. But it has its own personal charm. And, well, the girls are so pretty they make the moon blush. You know, things had always been kind of quiet around Putnam County. It was kind of shy and sleepy as it clung to the skirts of the two-lane. It was stretched out just like an asphalt dance floor, where all the old-timers in their bib jeans and their store-bought boots would hunker down in the dirt and lie about their lives and all the places that they'd been, until the moon was a stray dog on the ridge, and all the taverns would be swollen until the naked eye of 2 a.m. And the old-timers sucking on Coca-Colas and spitting days' work, and the pedal pushers would be stretched out over the midriff bulge, and the brunette curls were hanging over the Maybelline eyes. As I elbowed up with the counter, there's a sign up above the beer nuts that says, if you're drinking to forget her, buddy, don't forget to pay. As the old National Register was singing to the tune of $57.57, I sat with mixed feelings over mixed drinks. As Bubba and the Roadmasters were moaning in a pool hall concentration, and they knit their brows as they covered the entire Hank Williams songbook. To Last Call. Hey man, just one more game of 8-ball over there. Yeah, alright. Yeah, Bernice was putting the chairs on the table. Some jerk come in and said, hey man, anybody got any jumper cables around here? And all the studs in town were tossing them down as they claimed to fame, and they stomped their feet, and they'd be boasting all about being able to get more ass than a toilet seat. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend anybody. Are you just using the restroom, or will you be returning? On the GMCs and all the rattle-trap Fords were coughing and wheezing and percolating as they tossed the gravel underneath the fenders. Weave home, kind of wet, slick anaconda of a 2-lane highway, with tire irons and the crowbars rattling. It's a toolbox and a pony saddle and grinding gears and shifting into first, and the goddamn tranny's just getting worse. And the melody of see you laters and the screwdrivers on the carburetors, talking shop about money to loan. And there's a palomino and a strawberry roan. Oh, look, man, I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow, man. Yeah, and there's goodnight kisses and money to borrow. See you weave home, and leaving the little joint winking in a dark, warm, narcotic American night. Beneath a pincushion sky, it's home to toast and honey. Start up the Ford. Yeah, your lunch money's right over there on a draining board, man. Yeah, and the parent permission slips for the kids' field trips. And man, now the toilet's running, for Christ's sake, shake the handle. And the telephone's ringing and it's Mrs. Randall. Where the hell are my goddamn sandals anyway? Yeah. It was downtown Putnam. It was on a rainy corner, and the sun would be pulling up any minute now, behind a weeping marquee. Yeah, pulling up any minute now, just like a bastard amber yellow cab. It'd be blowing its horn in every window. in every window in town. Well, you see, it was my time, it went so quickly, and I wanna lick it slick. Now and out to move 55. As I pull away slowly, feeling sorry. God knows I was feeling alive, and now the sun is coming up. I'll be riding with lady love, talking about them freeway cars and trucks. The stars are beginning to fade as I lead the parade. I was just wishing that I'd sit a little longer now. Oh Lord, well, let me tell you that the feeling getting stronger. Yeah, but you see, 6 in the morning, giving no warning, and I'll be on my way. Now there's trucks all are passing, and lights all are flashing. I'm on my way home from your place, and now the sun is coming up. I'll be riding with lady love, talking about them freeway cars and trucks. The stars that are beginning to fade as I lead the parade. I've been just wishing that I'd sit a little longer now. No, Lord, well, let me tell you that the feeling getting stronger. Yeah, we see time went so quick, I want to look at this place. Out to move 55. Now as I was pulling away slowly, feeling sorely, God knows I was feeling alive, and now the sun is coming up. I'll be riding with lady love, with the freeway cars and trucks. All about the freeway cars and trucks, with the freeway cars and trucks. Thank you very much, and good night.
Tom Waits. Tom Waits, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, we'd like to thank you all for coming down with a little overtime, so we're going to go back to Sam at KQ.
Thank you very much, Steve, and also thank you very much for a very, very fine performance by Tom Waits. That's what you've been listening to for the past hour live from ASI Recording Studios on Broadway in Minneapolis.